Hi everybody, I am Delta Prime, and you are watching Delta Prime Reviews. So, let's address the elephant in the room. I've been gone for a while. Hi, I'm back. Um, so I won't delve into the specifics as to why I've been gone a while. Not in this video. I'll do a community post sometime in the future explaining why. But for right now, rest assured knowing I am back, and my first video in a while is going to be a double review. So here I have two figures. I have the mainline Transformers 1 High Commander Quintesson, or Quintesson High Commander, and the Studio Series Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. Now, both of these figures are great. I love this guy's robot mode. It's goofy, it's Quintesson-y, it's amazing. His robot mode is equally just as amazing. He doesn't have much of a backpack, which, thank God. Studio Series seems to be going to a backpack direction, so the fact that he doesn't have a backpack is amazing. And, well, he obviously doesn't have a backpack, and that's really good. What he does have, though, is this sort of tail thing that becomes a stand, which I'm not complaining about, because that's actually very useful, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to stand. So I recently just watched the Transformers 1 movie, and I will admit I got these before I even watched the movie. Actually, they were gifts, but point is they were given to me before I even watched the movie, so I didn't really do a figure review when I first got them because I wasn't sure about the character. You know me, I like to ramble on about the characters before I transform them. So the thing about this guy is that he has such a minor role in the movie that, okay, I shouldn't say minor. His whole presence is a major plot in the movie, but his role was just underwhelmingly insignificant. You know, they make this hype about the Quintessons going to war with the Quintessons, and this hype about discovering that they have conquered Cybertron on surface, and we are introduced to this guy, and he has no words. His only line is, "Arr!" And I'm not joking. That's his only line. He literally growls as Sentinel Prime. But I love the character model. I actually think this is practically spot on to what we saw, or to what I saw in the actual movie, save for this thing right here. Now, this guy's a good figure, and I love its alt mode. It's actually the comet ship you see hovering above the surface, scanning for life forms to eradicate. And that's what he transforms into. He doesn't transform in the movie. Obviously, Quintessons don't really transform. They're not Transformers. They're just either considered, well, in G1, they're considered the creators. Sorry, that's my dog. In G1, they're considered the creators of Transformers. But in every subsequent reincarnation of Transformers, they are seen as not the creators, but more of a just reoccurring villain. So I like this guy. Cool guy, good looking figures, what I meant to say. And let's see, you can totally do I probably should say this for posability, but you can do a yoo-hoo, I'm a giraffe neck, which I think is kind of funny if you do it like that, honestly, but I'm just a goofball, so that's just me. So, like I said, they're played. This guy's played up as one of the big bads in the movie. The way they talk about the Quintessons and whatnot. And then we get literally maybe 2 minutes of him having screen time, this high commander. 2 minutes of him having screen time. And 30 seconds of that 2 minutes is literally just him growling in the face of Sentinel Prime. If you haven't watched the movie yet, go watch it. It's a really good movie, but like I said, I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't have much showtime in the movie. Let's put him off to the side for a minute. And let's focus on Optimus Prime, because he's actually what I like to consider being more of the outlier of the two in this view, in that we actually don't see Optimus Prime till the end of the movie. And the reason for that is because, well, the movie focuses on D16, Orion Pax, Alita, and Bumblebee, aka Badassatron, self-proclaimed, before they became the Transformers we know. Alita was called Alita, not Alita 1. And when she got her cog, everyone started calling her Alita 1. Bumblebee, well, he was known as B-26 or B-126, I think. And then when he got his cog, they started calling him Bumblebee. And then you got... Oh, I forgot Megatron's name. What was it? D16. You got D16. And he didn't start calling Megatron till the end of the movie. He was still D16 when he got his cog. Alita 1 just added 1 at the end of her name. And B-127, that's the name. B-127 just, well, got tired of being called B-127 and no one called him Badassatron, so he called himself Bumblebee. So, I wish I had the Studio Series Transformers 1 Megatron. It's really sought after because it's probably the first deluxe Megatron we got in a long time that transitions very cleanly from a robot mode to a Cybertronian tank mode. And I guess I should address another elephant in the room now that I mentioned Cybertronian modes. Most of you guys know that my collection is beast mode oriented, with a few outliers here and there. I started collecting Cybertronian modes and weird, not quite Cybertronian modes, but not quite beast modes either. A good example would be my Transformers 1 one-step changer, Air Arachnid. She transforms into a Cybertronian robot spider drone thingy. Not quite Cybertronian mode, but not really beast mode. So I'm starting to collect the oddballs of Transformers, basically. But let's get back to the review. So, like I said, we didn't see him until the end of the movie. That's because Orion Pax is what he was called for 97% of the movie. And then D16 goes to shoot... who he goes to shoot? Was it Air Arachnid? I can't remember now. He goes to shoot another Transformer, that one Sentinel's followers, and Orion Pax jumps in the way to stop D16 from shooting this, D16 went to shoot Sentinel Prime. That's who it was, I think. Anyway, D16 jumps in the way to stop. No, I'm sorry. Orion Pax jumps in the way of D16 to stop D16 from killing Sentinel. He ends up blowing half his chest and one of his arms off and killing Orion Pax and tumbling down to the center of Cybertron, aka Primus. D16 then proceeds to tear her Sentinel Prime in half after grieving Orion Pax's stupid decision for maybe about 30 seconds. Then takes the cog from Sentinel Prime's, which isn't Sentinel Prime's transformation cog, it's Megatronus's. He puts Megatronus's cog in himself, D16 does, and turns him into Megatron, complete with the G1-ish look we know Megatron for. And then, I want to say 2-3 minutes later, he gets the Matrix of Leadership, complete with Prime of Prime's transformation cog. And then he becomes Optimus Prime during the final 5 minutes of the movie. Yeah. Optimus Prime himself only showed up for 5 minutes of the movie. And you may be saying, oh, but Delta, he was Orion Pax in those movie, and technically, that's Optimus Prime. Wrong. Orion Pax is Optimus before he was Optimus. I do not count them as the same person, because technically, Orion Pax was a different person before he became Optimus Prime. So they're two different Cybertronians in my opinion. But yeah, that's the whole gist of it. And his alt mode in the movie is underwhelming, to say the least. I mean, it's a truck. We all knew it was going to be a truck. Before, even when Transformers 1 was announced, we knew he was going to turn into a Cybertronian truck. It looks a lot better in the movie than it does here. We'll get to that soon enough. But that's enough of my rambling for 11 minutes, and we'll start looking at the figures. So first off, let's put Optimus Prime off to the side. And let's bring out the Quintesson High Commander. Bring him back out. And the sculpting on this guy is beautiful. I love the sort of cybernetic comet, bioelectronic look he has. Because this is Energon. This is flesh mixed with asteroid, mixed with weaponry, technology. He is a walking, I want to bring back an old term from Beast Machines. Trans-organic. Techno-organic. That's what I'm looking for. He is, in every sense of the word, a techno-organic. Half machine, half, animal, I guess. If you can even call this an animal. I don't know at this point. Yeah. His back is very clean. He looks amazing. I love him. He's absolutely great. Postability on this guy. Head is on, I think it's a ball joint. Yeah, head's on a ball joint. Can rotate. Not how your usual ball jointed head rotates. But he rotates kind of like a fan. You can lift the head up and down and make it look like that. But that's mainly for transformation purposes. There is a ball joint in the shoulder, though it is severely limited by the chest carapace. So he can't swing his arm forward that much, but he can do that. I don't know if that's very comfortable, but he can do that. He can also wave his arms in the air like he just don't care. He can do that too. He does have waist articulation. If I remember. Although, the way it works, you kind of have to take this apart. Oh, that swiveled right off. That's the first time I ever had that happen with this figure. And that's the waist articulation. It's more so for transformation, but I'm counting it as waist articulation. And the tendrils going out, and they're just rubbery plastic, so you can kind of position them any way you want, although they won't stay in position because rubber always goes back to its original form. So yeah, let's look at his accessory real quick, and then we'll do the transformation, then move on to Optimus Prime. So he comes with an Energon Cube. Bite-sized, mind you. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought this is glowing gum. I love Energon Cubes. It's a cool concept. Oh yeah, it stores right in there. It's cool. Have pure energy in the shape of a cube. That's a cool concept in my opinion. However, I don't think Energon Cubes should be much of a accessory. Like I said, I love the idea of them. Energy. Shiloh, would you stop it? Sorry, my dog's being, well, a dog. Anyway, I love the idea of energy being these tangible cubes. But, you know, it's just not practical. Anyway, enough about the Energon Cube. Let's get into the transformation of this guy. So, first thing you're going to want to do is come back here and pull this forward. This will allow you to pull out what will be the cockpit / nose of the comic / space jet mode. Now, you're going to click that back slightly and it'll soft tab into place. Pull this up and lift up the crotch plate. Fold his arms up just to get them out of the way, you know? And you're going to rotate around so he's facing towards the ceiling. And that what was the inside of his chest is now facing down. Now, you can do this part at any point. I just like to do it at this point in stage. You're going to click this up, untab the head, spin it around, and it will soft tab back into place in the upper direction, creating 3 tabs right here. And these 3 tabs do absolutely nothing when they're like this. But the reason we do this is because we can now put the head in there. And I will admit, when I first got this figure, it was incredibly hard to tab and untab it. So I thought the head just sat like this. No. I thought the directions were wrong. No, it folds up. It's just, at first, it's incredibly difficult. So you're just going to do that. Make sure everything's lined up in here, or else it will not go the way it's supposed to. Okay. Now, you want these to be like this. And you'll see why I meant. So, we're going to flip the figure around like this, so you have this weird, I don't even know what you want to call it, but oh, be warned, this is all a soft rubbery plastic. This used to be straight, like that. Well, from transforming it about 15 times, it curved because of the way it stores. Rubber does not bend back in place easily. So eventually I see this from being here to drooping down to here. So if you get this figure, do be wary of that. It's not really a big deal, but it is a possibility. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to take this piece, and we're going to fold it up till it soft clicks into place. This will allow us to fold this. Actually, you can fold this at any time, but allows us to unpeg this from that tab right there and put it into place. And now we're going to click this down. And you're going to make sure that the tendrils, well, you can have them like this if you choose to, but if you do that, it'll get in the way of these pegs here and here. Hold on. Let me see if I can get focus on them. But if you leave them like this, it will get in the way of a peg hole right there and there. So you just want to do this. And now I'm going to close this. Kind of have to reach in. Try not to get in the way of my light source. And compress these, squeeze these inward. Now, you want to peg those. And it will click into place. Now, you see this tab hole here and here? See that tab? Now, at first, I thought the instructions meant this tab. Well, you can't line that up. And then I saw that there was a tab right there. The reason, and I don't know why they have this here, but the reason that I assume they have this here is because to stop that from going any further in when you peg it in like so. Except it's only as deep as it needs to be, so I don't know why they have that stopper peg there, but they do. So you're just going to peg these in right here, like so. And there you have it. There is the Comet spaceship from Transformers 1. Now, of course, the one we saw in Transformers 1, if I remember correctly, we just saw the underbelly of it. So, oh, yes, fold this up. We just saw the underbelly of it. But judging by the look of the underbelly, this is not how the ship looked like. Because the underbelly of that ship was much wider, much rounder. Overall, just not this skinny thing. But I love this thing. It's a Comet spaceship thing. It's stupid. It's dumb. I love things that are stupid and dumb. This is amazing. The Energon Cube still stays stored right there. So, don't have to worry about losing it. It is very snug connection. And there is even, if you have a peg stand, I don't, unfortunately, I probably should get one, a peg hole for a peg stand. So you can make this, looks like it's flying. You can display it as it's flying. Awesome. So let's put him off to the side. Or her. I am not one to assume a Quintesson's gender. Let's pull in, oh dear, Optimus Prime. Now, I love Optimus Primes. They're cool. They're great. It's the leader we all know and love. Now, we all know I am more partial towards Optimus Prime Mole. Not Optimus Prime, but Optimus Primal being a namesake of Optimus Prime, kind of, in a way. Beast Wars Optimus Prime said it's not Optimus Prime. I'm more partial to them because I like animals more than I like vehicles. That's just me. But let's just ignore that factor. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I love his robot mode. But I despise the truck mode. The mainline truck modes did a whole lot better and then this Studio Series one. So, let's look at accessories real quick. So, why he comes with this, I don't know, because I don't remember seeing this at all in the movie when he became Optimus Prime. But what this is, it's a grill gun. You peg it at the front of the truck mode. This is the single most stupidest accessory I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of stupid accessories. Reason being, one, I don't think it's in the show at all. And two, it broke already. Like, look, I've been saving this to show on a review. That is the piece that goes right there. I couldn't get it back out for the life of me without breaking it. And even over here, you can see that this, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's starting to mar already. Like, yeah, there's marring at the base of it because it's too thin to be put in such secure peg holes. Such snug peg holes. I'll show you the peg holes when I get him in truck mode, but it was a poor design choice, and this design choice probably cost them millions of dollars just to include, because we all know prototypes are expensive, and this obviously was part of the prototype and made it through. Other accessories, he comes with his Energon axe that he can wield in either hand. So, yeah, his Energon axe. Whew. And yeah, I already showed you the Matrix of Leadership, which, let's get that out real quick. Maybe. It's a really snug fit. So, I want to show this. There's pegs on either side. There are grooves right there. So he can light our darkest hour. Wait, no, that's Rodimus Prime's thing. Or did Rodimus steal that from Optimus? No, that was what Rodimus said in the 86 movie. Anyway, he can pull a Rodimus. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I actually like that he can do that. But come on, that's my boy's Rodimus Prime's thing, not yours, Prime, or Optimus Prime. So let's take that, and just so we don't lose it, I like to tuck it back in here. Maybe. There we go. So let's look at the head sculpt. It's a very G1 / Transformers 1 head sculpt design. So, it's good. I love it. It's not G1 Optimus Prime, but it's definitely a Prime head sculpt. Alright. Let's get into posability. There's a ball joint in the head. He can look around, those kind of tight. Can look up that much. Yay. Can look down this much. And yeah, that kind of moves his in place. There is swivels in the arm. Well, not swivels. Very soft ratchets in the arms there. There is a sort of swivel ratchet, actually a hinge ratchet there. Got a swivel at the bicep, 90-degree bend, and then you got wrist articulation. You do have, oh, sorry. I guess you don't have torso articulation, you have midsection articulation. Weird design choice. Feet can kick out that much, can kick out that much. Can kick, legs can kick back, that much. And you lift the crotch skirt up, you can kick forward this much. So you can very well karate kick the heck out of Megatron. Oh, and his butt does have a butthole. I mean butt peg hole. And then here's the thing I have with this figure. Everything is either very tight or is on friction pegs. Okay, where were we? Yes, and then there is ankle articulation and toe articulation, except that's for the transformation. Now, I can never, I usually pride myself on knowing Transformers transformations inside out. For the life of me, I cannot get this one 100% down. So if it sounds like I'm kind of distant from the camera, it's because I am consulting the directions. I'm going to try my best to do this completely off of memory, like I usually do. But I am going to grab the directions just in case. Because, hey, even a figure reviewer needs to cheat every now and then. Alright. So, first thing you want to start off with is pull the backpack up. And, yeah, just do that. Going to swivel the head around 180 degrees. Have the back of the head, which is actually nicely sculpted. I'm just noticing that. Pull it flush like that, and then just move this down so you can get clearance. And push that in like that. And then kind of swivel this around, but just leave it up like this for right now. You don't want to peg that in yet. Now you're just kind of going to accordion this open. And you want to swivel that around like so. Now you're going to reach in here. Get those out of the way. You're going to reach in here and fold what will be the front grille out. And here I can show you, I believe, is it? Yep. So it's the bottom peg holes right here. That's how snug see how snug they look? It's a fight to put that in. Now, I'm not going to put that in because I don't want to break it. It's probably going in the trash anyway. But I just be wary of that if you do get this figure. Although I wouldn't recommend it, and I will say so why after I'm done transforming it. Now you're just kind of going to fold this back down. No, that's not right. Oh, yes. Okay, here's what you're going to do. I'm going to fold that out. And that's actually going to, supposed to, swivel forward, but you have to have it perfectly flushed. And then, yeah, so that'll swivel forward like that, so you can do this. And you kind of want it looking like this at the moment. So we're going to try and do the same down here, right here. And we're just going to fold that up. And then, I don't know why, but this side's always easier to fold into place than that side. I only transformed this guy about 5 different times, but that's how it is, for whatever reason. Now you can take this, and you can just fold that over the false headlights of the truck. So you're kind of left with something like this. So now we're going to fold. You're supposed to, I think. Oh, yes, you're going. Now. Hold on. I need to consult the directions for a minute. What step am I on? Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. I'm going to fold this in. And now you're going to... That's not... Hold on. Yeah. Okay, so... Kind of Gerwalk mode. And you're... Yeah, okay, you're going to push that up. Sometimes it just kind of stays there and sometimes it doesn't. And you're going to bend the knees like so. Now let's split the legs apart real quick so we can swivel what will be the Cybertronian treads over. Do the same over here. You're going to fold these down until they click, and that click is worrisome. That is plastic blatantly rubbing against plastic. I'm worried that that clip, where is it? There's a clip in there. I can't get it focused. There it is. There's a clip in there. For some reason, it sounds better on this one than it does here, which leads me to believe that there's maybe some plastic chipping or excess plastic on that one. I might have to file that down later if I'm even able to. Now, here you're going to peg these together. Before you peg them in, you can take this and just kind of peg it between the shin guards. Like so. And it kind of helps the mode, it kind of doesn't, so yeah, either way, this mode is doomed. I'm going to peg these pegs into that peg hole right on in there, which is incredibly hard to do because one side doesn't want to peg in. And now you're going to, there's pegs there, peg holes in there. You can kind of see it. And you're just going to bend the arms down so they fit. And this side never wants to peg in. I can never get it to peg in. And this time is no different. So, and then you're supposed... Uh-oh. Huh, that's plastic chipping. Ah, that's another issue I have with figures these days. They chip too easily. Anyway, the fists are supposed to hold on to those. And here we have Transformers 1 Studio Series Optimus Prime in his Cybertronian truck mode. I hate it. There's the fists. There's the feet. That's not a truck bed, that's just legs. That's a torso in a truck. It is god awful. Not to mention, everything does not like to peg into place. Either you got one side that pegs in. Okay, that's great. The other side doesn't. You're constantly fighting. And as soon as you get one piece to peg in, another comes unpegged. And for some reason, this fist likes to grasp that pole, but this one doesn't. It's a mess. I do not recommend picking up this figure. Unless you want to scratch the G1 itch, do not pick it up at all. I mean, it kind of rolls. Wobbly. So, sure. So, here we have the two side by side. And here's my takeaway. Buy this figure. Do not buy this one. I have been Delta Prime, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm apologizing for the long video. And hope to see you in the next figure review. Bye-bye!